Ah, okay. There we go. Thank heavens. All right. Sorry if I blew your eardrums out. Let me fix that. Thank you. And we'll do that over. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. I was recording something else earlier, so I'm glad we got that. Let me get all my guns situated a little better, too. I can't see all my weapons, so I'm going to adjust the screen a little bit. And I'm going to have to adjust the screen in OBS a little to make sure we got it. So bear with me here. Alrighty, let's move this here. Let's move that there. Move this way. Alright, let's position our stuff. So I just want to make sure I have everything so I'm not like guessing. Alright, that's pretty good. I should be able to see all my weapons on the right. We got that there. Now we just need to adjust this nice window. There we go. That's looking pretty good. Here, let's make it a little bigger. Thank you for letting me know, by the way, before I actually got like too far in the video. That would have been a lot of wasted effort. But it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We haven't done one of these in such a long time. Honestly, I'm pretty excited to do it. And the reason why I did it is because I did start playing again somewhat recently, and I was trying to play like the old meta style, and it's very different. It really is. Cool. And so you should be able to hear me now. Excellent, excellent. Alright, so I'm going to start the recording for YouTube. This is primarily for YouTube, but I do this here live, so just in case a few people want to tune in, like you cool people, you're there, and I love to see all you familiar people. Sensei, Parker, Gotet, Torres, man, good people. Love y'all. Thanks for stopping by here. I'm going to start it for YouTube, because that's primarily who this is for, all those non-veterans, not y'all, right? But it's still there for y'all too, but it's mostly for the general community, right? I've seen a lot of new players in the training park, and so pretty cool. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Fresh state of mind. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's start again, so I'll cut it right there. Hello, everyone. YouTube. Pink Ponage here, and this is a meta tier list video for Population 1, the newest one to date as of October 5th, 2025. And here we go. We're going to get right to it. This is a one-stop tier list. Some people have separated this years ago by professional grade tier list versus newbie tier list, but we're just saying this is the meta from the highest. This is kind of portrays the highest level of comp. But I do feel like it does portray the entire meta that if is not today will be perhaps in a month from now as of the time you see this video. So without further ado, what we'll do is we're going to go through each weapon. I'm going to talk about why each weapon is good, tell you how to use it to make it good briefly. There are videos for that in this channel that will help you master it, and then we will briefly compare to what the meta was the last time we did this, which I think is really fun to do, for at least for me, a nerd for this game, obviously. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Let's start with whatever I got here on the right side of my screen. We are going to start with the FAL. The FAL is honestly a really good weapon, and the reason why is because in this current meta, and this is going to be the theme for all of these, the meta is about burst. The highest amount of damage you can fit into a short window. Why? Because everyone is so good at this game now. Even the mid-grade competition player is like amazing at this game, I would say, compared to back in the day, a year and a half ago. And so when you shoot someone with a foul, the beauty of the foul is by the time they hear it, they've already been hit 2 to 3 times. And that means you can get up to about 90 damage in 3 shots before they build, essentially. And that's one-op shot, right? It's essentially one-op shot. So this gun is valuable. It's also really good with ammo efficient, so you don't need to pick up any extra ammo, unlike other assault rifles, like the AK, AKM. And so it's actually very efficient if you're good with it, like really good with it, and we have a video on this channel for how to do so. I would honestly put it in A tier. I'm like lingering with it in B tier because it does take some skill to use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the back of A tier for now. Like, I do feel it is a really good weapon in this current meta if you can use it. You don't use this close range. It does dog water damage close range, but you use this mid range and honestly mid to long range, and you're probably like, if you're good with it, you can do like fantastic with it. You could play comp with it, which is great. The only problem is it's not S tier. A tier is like, it's fantastic, it's great. S tier is like, these guns need a nerf. They are meta defining, okay, just so that we're aware. And we'll probably recap that later as we get to it. All right, let's choose one that's interesting. The sword. Do we rank the sword? I don't know. I feel like we don't rank the sword. In pub games, it's great. In competition, we don't usually get to use this because it's kind of broken. Like, because of how lag works in this game, this weapon's like stupid strong. How about this? Because we don't really use the sword a lot in competition, I'm just going to put it here in the S tier because there is really nothing like it. No, you know what? Yeah, let's just put it at the back A tier because it's a great weapon. It kills people. If you can master it, you can go boom, boom, they're dead before they even realize it. The beauty of it is that it works with the lag in this game. Like, lag in this game sucks. And so it does work in that regard. Okay, so we're having stream keeps jumping. Ooh, not okay. Gotcha. That's unfortunate. We're having streaming issues. Hopefully the recording will work out better. Okay, so the sword is great, but only because it works with lag. Just because there's a lot going on server-wise for this game. I don't know whether we just have crappy servers or just a high load on the servers, but like, the sword is great for close range. There's only one gun that really stands a chance, close range, and boom, here it is, the Tech 9. This is meta defining. When I put out a masterclass video for you to show you how to use this weapon, and I knew as soon as I put that out, I was like, oh god, here we go. 2 to 3 months from now, everyone's going to be using this, and it is going to be like the meta, and god, it is. In the highest level of competition, in the close range, everyone's got one of these. Everyone kills, like, you with this gun. The reason why it's so dangerous is it has essentially the fastest time to kill in the game, I believe, besides the sword. And so you can do that from a longer range than the sword, obviously. If you have a 2, 3, or 4 star, it's really good because it has more ammo. The weakness of it is it has low ammo capacity. So if you miss any shots with the white one, you're probably going to die because you have to reload before you kill the person. And the time to kill becomes much longer. Okay, and so it is a meta-defining gun because it is the meta now. And so I'm going to put it at the top of S tier for now, and we will adjust as we get along. But right now, all you have to do is grab one of these bad boys, hold down the trigger. It's really easy to aim. I mean, it's not easy to aim like mid distance, but like you can still do it. But like close range, like what you gotta aim at? You just shoot the guy point blank, shoving it in their chest, right? And this thing is going to do great. And so everyone's using this, even the highest level of comp. Honestly, I don't like it because of how kind of cheesy it is. But Big Box has done their job successfully because they didn't like how the DT11, like if you didn't know how to use a DT11, you couldn't compete in the close range. So they added this, and now the problem is this is so strong, the DT11 is really not that meta anymore, to be honest with you. And so I was streaming recently, and someone said, should we still use the DT11, the shotgun? And this is where we're going now. And I told them, I was like, to be honest with you, unless you were an old pro, like back in my time when I was seriously competing with this thing, like hardcore serious, like if you knew how to use it then, like I did, then you're probably good using it, and it's still like bottom of S tier probably, maybe top A tier, let's say. But the problem is it's a very high skill weapon to use, and the only way that the DT11 competes with the Tech 9 is if you know how to utilize build while you are fighting, because the Tech 9 sucks at breaking build. And if you shoot 3 bullets from a Tech 9 into build, you're not going to kill the enemy. And so if the DT11 player knows the person has a Tech 9 and it's a one-on-one, like that should, in theory, assume the equivalent skill, but a high-level skill, the DT11 is going to win. But when I mean high-level skill, I mean like these people practice on a daily basis for like a year. And I know many people who do that or have done that. And so for the average player, this is definitely not like the weapon to use. But there are situations where it is more overpowered than the Tech 9. For example, if you're in the zone fighting, the DT11 is better because with a couple zone ticks of damage, then you are within a 2-shot kill range of the DT11, so you don't need to reload, which makes the time to kill faster than the Tech 9. Okay, so there are situations where a DT11 is better, but I am going to put the DT11 at A tier, and so we'll just keep it there for now. Okay, it's not S tier, I would believe, because if you play at the highest level comp, honestly, everyone's just running Tech 9. And the problem is, in a one-on-one, the DT11's S tier. But this is not a one-on-one game, and there's no even one-on-one competitions. And so the problem is, when you're fighting 3-on-3, to get in there with like if you have a DT11 and you're trying to get into the close range, you got 3 enemies blasting you with Tech 9s versus like 1. You get what I mean? And so like the thing was a Tech 9, the guy can peek from quite a distance away and just unload, reload, unload, reload, unload on the enemy. Whereas the DT11, you got to get a little closer, right? The effective range is closer. And that's what makes it not S tier. It's not broken. It doesn't need a nerf, is my opinion. I do think the Tech 9 needs a nerf because of how easy it is to use and how lame it is, because by the time I personally don't like this fast time to kill meta, because in virtual reality where everything is super laggy, like there should be a little bit more leeway. In a game like Valorant, desktop games where everyone has fast reaction because the servers are great, the game is not a high load like our virtual reality game is. I don't feel like high time to kill is great, and it takes us longer to get in a game due to the headset, the virtual reality headset. I feel like time to kill should be higher, but that's just my personal opinion. Okay, so we're getting the close range out of the way with. I'm trying to get all the close range weapons in here. Oh, that's just another DT11. So let's get the M10 in here. So the M10 is very interesting because, oh god, because of how strong the Tech 9 is, the M10 is still not meta. Okay, now the only way the M10 outdoes the DT11 and the Tech 9 is if someone is excellent god tier movement. What does that mean? They utilize builds. So they're building Fortnite style, and they're flying across the build while they're building. Quick switch to the the M10. Shuffle while they're shuffle along, so they're not staying still, and they're moving while they're holding down the trigger of the M10. And so they're constantly moving while auto spamming like a gold M10, and they're not sitting in one spot waiting for the damage to break the build and die. They're like shuffling along the build while spamming the M10. Like I've seen it done to me. Not recently, but a while ago. It's not easy to do though. It's like it only happened to me once, like ever. And so like it's not easy to do, but it is easy to use. You just hold down the trigger. The gold M10 has a fast time to kill, nearly as fast as a professional with the DT11. So for most average people, the gold M10 is a sure thing. Let's assume this is gold. We'll put this in the A tier, perhaps in the back end. Purple and blue and white are honestly not that good because the time to kill drops dramatically in the close range, which is no good when you got Tech 9s just blasting. So let's just put this at the bottom of A tier right now. When I see the gold M10, even in competition, I go, hell yeah, because I don't have to think about reloading right. I can focus more on my movement. So it does belong there, I believe. Up there, okay? So here we got the Tech 9s everywhere. Okay, so I think we've covered most of close range weapons. I think we got another contender for close range-ish. So the P90, it was so funny because we've done this tier list video for like years now. And